The need for other. Some time ago in the city of Nicaro, there were two young men who were reputed to be very wise men. One of them was called Temiyemi, while the other one was called Bayero. Temiyemi classified himself as being the most talented of the two because most often he proffered solutions to problems without consultation with anyone or any authority. Whenever any problem was presented to him, what he did was thinking over the problem, and pronto, he would get an insight into how best to solve the problem. This made him to become full of himself and look down on people like they were made of lesser stuffs. On the other hand, Bayero was a man of people. Before he proffered solutions to any problem, he would make consultations with diverse set of people, his wife, relations, friends, and even people he randomly picked on the streets. He believed there are many dimensions to issues, and therefore there is always no one-way solution. One day the two of them met, and Temiyemi accused Bayero of being a fraud. He told Haim that he only stole ideas from every Jack and Jick and took the glory for himself. He further told that unlike Bayero, he relied on his superior intelligence and intuition. He boasted that solutions to problems come to him naturally like light invading the darkness, and that whatever he decided upon was always better than what a million Bayero could ever decide. Bayero looked at him. Initially, he was not going to give him any answer because he thought he didn't deserve any. But as he was walking away, Temiyemi pulled him and mocked him as being so pathetic to the extent that he couldn't offer any response to his accusations. It was only then that Bayero took up the gauntlet and replied him that it was only vanity that made him assume that he was better than every other person. I don't doubt or deny the fact that you are intuitional or talented, but these are just two factors of being a wise person. They began to fight and as a result were taken to the king of Nicaro. At the king's court, the king gave them a test in order to know who was the wiser of the two. The king asked some of his attendants to slaughter a cow. He then presented each of the men with a thigh of the cow. The cow thighs were still dripping with blood. After that, the king instructed them, "Take the thigh which you have been given home, and return to my palace on the 7th at exactly this time with a cow thigh dripping with blood like this. Now go." Temiyemi didn't see the king's test as a challenge. He knew what to do immediately. He would just go to the abattoir in the morning of the 7th day and bought a thigh of a cow which he would keep till the appointed time and brought to the palace. But for Bayero, his first line of thought was how best to preserve the thigh to retain its freshness and dripping blood. He didn't think of the possibility of buying another one on the appointed day. But when he got home, he called all his trusted friends together to discuss the problem with them. One of the friends told the gathering that the best solution was to go to the abattoir on the 7th day and bought a fresh one. Another friend said that if they buy a thigh of a cow in the morning of the 7th day, dripping with blood, by the time it was to be taken to the palace by 3 p.m., it would no longer be fresh and dripping blood. At last they agreed that the best solution was